talk a lot of trash, what would my nickname be? Off the dome, what would my nickname be?
Oh, Miss Talk a Lot?
Miss Talk too much?
Listen, my producer would probably agree with that, so we're just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, Miss Talk a Lot. Shout out to Miss Talk a Lot. We outside.
What's up, everybody? I'm Ashley Nicole Moss. This is Laces Out, presented by the NBA. And if you don't recognize this guy sitting next to me, that's because this is Jarrell Harris, who finally got a fit off. Clap it up for Jarrell Harris. Thank you for joining us in season 1, episode 7. I can't drop 40 points every game.
You're not a better dresser than me, so you need to stop.
All right, we're not even gonna get into that conversation because we will be here all show and we got a lot to get into, including this feature. I'm so excited about this. We headed up to 155th in New York City, and if you don't know what that is, it is where the historic Rucker Park is located, and it's the last summer that Rucker Park will ever look this way, and it was a sight to be seen. Check it out.
So I'm here with the man, the myth, the man in charge, whatever you want to call him, Rob Wells, CMO at Rucker Park. Rob, first of all, thank you so much for having us. Listen, I grew up around all of this. My dad used to tell me the biggest stories about Rucker Park. Just kind of break down the legacy of Rucker Park.
Well, Rucker Park has always been known as the Mecca. And the reason why it's known as the Mecca, because some of the most famous basketball players that you can ever imagine has graced this court, from the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's all the way down to the Kobe Bryants of the world. So you're talking about legends and streetball legends that you could never replace that actually came here and put on a show right in my backyard, mind you. The Rucker Park has always been the bridge between the streets and the NBA and culture. So to be able to see all those things go down in my backyard, it's been a one-in-a-lifetime experience.
Take me back to that as a young kid, literally being able to watch. You said on the 20th floor, you'd be able to look out your window and see this very park. What did that do for you as a kid, being that close to some of the best basketball players? Now listen, they may not have gone pro,
right,
but some of the best basketball players in the world.
Right. Well, it completely changed, the way I viewed the world. Like I said, it's nothing like seeing your favorite stars on the TV screen and then them coming to your backyard for free, mind you. You get to see them, you get to take pictures with them, you get to touch them. So it really inspired me that, I can be more than my environment. I can be more than, the things that might have been going on around. So the impact that it's had on me, not only me, but the culture, the city, Harlem, has been something that, never can be duplicated ever again.
Now you can set the play, now you can execute. I am the layup king, kick down, baby Zion.
I'm your man from across the bridge where hip-hop got started from, the Boogie Down Bronx, New York, and they call me yours truly, Mike Larry, and they get different when I'm on. This is my partner in rhyme because we don't do crime. Talk to them.
Hey, they call me Rella Harlem, voice of my city, aka Mr. Attendance is right.
And we are the bad boys of Streetball.
Party anyway, voice of my city, lay up good. Oh, LA outside? Yeah, they outside. Yes. Press set, pressures applied. Snowfall down the valley. Bye-bye. Finish him, snow. Finish him, snow.
Been here 8 years. I've been doing games by myself. This is Rel, first year, voice of the city. It's his first year coming over. And a friend of ours brought him over. We did a game together one time. I said, I like the energy. Let's try it again tomorrow. And it just went from there, and can't get rid of us now.
It's been a tough year. 2020 was a tough year for a lot of people. What has the energy been like at Rucker since its reopening?
Every day it's been classics. We only call classic games.
People want to come outside, and once we capture you here, you may not go nowhere else. I don't care what you're going through. Don't mean to sound harsh, but it doesn't matter because when you're here, you're not thinking about no bills, you're not thinking about life, you're thinking about having a good time with the bad boys of Streetball.
You talk about this being the Mecca of streetball and it being the blueprint for all the other streetball leagues that have come across, not only in New York City, but also over on the West Coast.
Absolutely.
What is it about Rucker, though, that still makes it the GOAT of streetball?
Once again, it's just the energy. We're the last stop in Harlem. The last stop in streetball in Harlem. You guys can hear in the background right now just tons of energy, tons of action, things like the Harlem Shake was created here, light feet, dances. Even you talk about, not only were we impacting hosting other streetball tournaments, but David Stern, rest in peace, and the current NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, they used to be out here frequently taking notes. And if you guys can see the influence on how the NBA got a lot more hip hop, you have the DJs, so a lot of that energy was taken, you know, from this place because it's just an amazing platform like anyone has ever seen, even to where internationally, like there's a Rucker Park in China. So the impact that on culture, from dance, from fashion, even in, you know, the Jay-Z's of the world, he said it was him having a team here that inspired him to create Rock Nation, because him having to fly players in and coordinate getting people in. So it's been, you can't put anything on the impact that it's had on the culture of just not street basketball, but basketball in period.
Give me your favorite, and I know there's a lot to choose from, your favorite memory here at the Rucker.
Ooh, you gave me chills just now. My favorite memory will have to be Kobe Bean Bryant.
Rest in peace to the Black Mamba.
Rest in peace to the Black Mamba. I was about 15 or 16 years old, and I remember he just won an NBA championship. So never in a million years, this is the third championship that he's won with the LA Lakers. So never in a million years would I think the Kobe Bryant will be out here. And he said, yes, I won NBA championships, but my legacy is not complete until I played at the Mecca, because he understood how important it was to go on these hollow grounds, to not only play, but earn his name. If you watch the highlights, he wasn't playing like Kobe Bryant that we see in the NBA. He's throwing it over people's heads, bouncing off their backs, doing 360 layups. So it was important for him not to only come out here and put on a show, but it was important for him to put on a show how we put on a show here in Harlem. So hands down, that was my greatest moment here, is meeting Kobe Bryant, and how cool he was on top of it. It made me a Lakers fan for life.
And lastly, describe the Rucker in one word.
The Mecca. The Mecca. All heads shall bow, all tongues shall confess. You have to come here to be able to witness how we do it here, the birth of streetball. Hollow ground. It's unlike any place that you've ever been to in the world. We're the last stop in Harlem in streetball, and we are the Mecca. That's the #1 thing I can thank, the Mecca.
Championship day, let's go. Ain't no tomorrow. How you doing today, Rich? Bring it toward the timeline.
Now look, when you guys mention energy, nothing brings energy like nicknames, all right? You guys have your nicknames individually, collectively. What goes into giving a nickname to a player? Did you just roll off the top of the dome? Is it in a conversation? Do you guys talk about it? How does it work?
We do our homework every night. We're gonna say that. We go home, we do our homework, but we give nicknames off of the moves and the crowd and the energy that the crowd also gives.
So I talk a lot of trash. What would my nickname be? Off the dome, what would my nickname be?
Miss Talk a Lot.
We talk too much.
Listen, my producer would probably agree with that, so we're just gonna leave it there.
Yeah, Miss Talk. Shout out to Miss Talk a Lot. We outside.
Feel good. Only if you feel good. Mecca came. One time, meaning last season. 2+1. Another one.
All right, so I'm standing here with the Rucker Park legend herself, Miss Nikki Avery in the building. I just watched this girl put on a show at the Rucker. Listen, you said at age 8, New York City courts stole your heart. What was it about them that just took you away?
I mean, it was just the spirit, it was just the culture, being around the boys, you know, just feeding off their energy. And you know, it was a love for the game. I really started getting good at the game, and I just wanted to get better and better, and like the court is where it's at, so I stayed near the courts.
The energy is so amazing, and even if you're not from here, if you have the opportunity to just grace the court, the park itself, you will feel the energy of the court of Rucker,
Now, outside of the game, you got into the modeling, acting game as well, and I hear that Nike is featuring you in their next campaign as the leader, the face of women in streetball in New York City. What is that like, being from New York City, being a prominent figure at the Rucker, and now you're in a Nike campaign, which is like the pinnacle of athletes across the world?
Let me just say this, I'm truly honored because New York City has the best players in my eyes.
Absolutely.
You know, the most gritty players, and to be the one that they use as the face, I'm honored. But you know, that's the first thing how I feel. And I also feel blessed, and I feel thankful, and I also feel proud because I've worked very hard, you know? I've put in a lot of time, and I'm glad that things are being seen now and things are coming to the forefront, and it just feels good to be acknowledged.
Streetball parks in general, pickup games are found everywhere. But why is this one the most special?
because it's Rucker Park.
That's angry man.
That says everything.
It's basketball for 155th. It's that simple.
It's that
Come see
simple.
about us.
Is it okay to wear Nike socks with Adidas or vice versa?
Am I going first?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Nike makes the best socks. Dry fit, absolutely amazing. And here's the thing, if you're wearing socks that are not ankle socks, absolutely not, because usually the Nike swoosh is visible, so I think that may be, a little bit tricky. But ankle socks, the Nike's on the toe, you never see it. They just look like regular white socks when you're wearing them. Jarrell's gonna have an issue with it because he's a snob, but you know what? The best socks are the best socks, and that belongs to Nike.
The answer is hell no.
Oh, come on.
Hell no. I knew you was different when you started doing that. Like Nike and Adidas.
So
no.
Dakota's different too because he does it.
Well, he's different. All right, we're gonna get to Dakota in a second. Like one of my best friends, he's a basketball coach at a D1 school, and they sponsor by Adidas. But he wears Jordans a lot with like the Adidas track pants.
Yeah.
Do not come outside with me like that. Like I don't
But
walk
that's
with him.
different because that's a visible thing. But Nike socks, especially the ankle socks, like I said, the branding is on the toe. Your toe is in your shoe,
Sometimes
and your
it
shoe
lifts
is
up,
covering
though.
your.
No.
How long are your feet? What are you walking around like Kevin Durant?
Don't let me catch you out there. Like
Nah,
that.
you so out of pocket with this. It's
You
not even
are.
funny. Nike makes the best socks. They the best
They
socks.
do.
Adidas.
They
so
do.
I gotta wear bad socks because they're Adidas with Adidas.
I'm gonna find some Adidas socks.
No, we're not doing that.
Well, let me say this. First of all, you dry snitching. Don't be putting my business out there.
I'm just letting people know that we do it together.
Like I'm wearing
All right.
Yeezys right now, and my socks are Adidas. But I will say, when we fly, I always wear Nike socks because we're usually on the plane for multiple hours, and Yeezys are the best sneakers to wear in the airport. So I definitely be cross
And those dry
but not
fit
in the
socks
street
are
though.
nice and thick, and I just feel like they're the most comfortable. And also, they've gotten that athletic, just scientifically designed sock down that just makes it overall comfortable. You don't sweat in those socks. It's just a superior sock. Well,
Down
until
to
you
the
take your shoe
smallest
off.
detail. You can't mix and match. You can't.
I feel like you're both correct in this situation. I think you're both correct.
You can call me a snob if you want.
Bougie. We had the conversation. Safari and Erica Mena, got into a little, marital spat.
Right.
And it went public, and she acted crazily with his sneaker collection, had to cash app him about 4 bands to help rebuild a sneaker collection she may or may not have destroyed because it's allegedly, I will not go ahead and incriminate my girl, but is it ever okay to go ahead and,
No, it's
No,
not.
not at all. Not at all.
Not
I
even a little
disagree.
bit. Can you speak to your personal experience with this?
Why do you assume that I've done this before? I'm
Because
offended.
I know you.
I'm super offended that you would assume that I just go around destroying
You gotta give us
people's
the
property.
details. Give us the details.
Here's the thing, like I said, there's a thin line between love and hate, and sometimes you can act a little irrational, a little emotional when things are done in your relationship that should not be done. And I'm not saying me, but I may or may not know somebody who's acted a little crazily with somebody's personal property in this regard, a sneaker collection, may or may not have donated some sneakers behind his back that may or may not have been able to get back, may or may not have thrown some in the trash,
Have you?
may or may not have, destroyed a couple of pairs of irreplaceable sneakers. I can't say I have. I can't say I haven't. Fair game. All's fair in love and war. And I just feel like don't start none, won't be none. That's how I feel.
I'm saying no. Jarrell can attest, for real. Building a sneaker collection is hard.
So do you value your sneaker collection over my emotions and my heart?
I know,
And
but don't mess up our property, though.
don't break my heart. I won't mess up your property.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
You know what? That's just like men. To go ahead.
my
You know
God.
what? Yeah,
Here
I'm
we go.
going there. You
Here
know
we
why?
go.
As the woman
Yeah.
on this set, I'm gonna hold it down for the ladies. That is just like a man to go ahead and do something that makes a woman act crazy and then want to boo-hoo and cry when they get the reaction that they were pushing for. If you don't want me to act crazy, then don't do anything that's gonna get me to act crazy,
All right,
and all things will be peaceful in our household.
Some guys have like a collection like over 100 pairs. Like, do not touch my things.
Look at my
like,
face.
That's a
I
lot
still
to
be right
replace.
Here. I
That's
still
a
be
lot
right
to
here. Look at
replace.
my face. I don't care. What we will do is play a little game, and it's presented by the NBA, and it's called That Game. Dakota, what are the rules?
I'm I'm still shook.
I'm scared to say anything. I'm not even with her.
Okay, but the rules are simple. I will give you 3 topics. You each have 30 seconds to state your case, why you feel this way or that way, and I will decide the winner based off who makes the best argument. Even if you agree on a topic, I go off the argument, right? So, first topic, better fashion season, the fall or the summer? Jarrell, you can go first.
All right, it's the fall. When it comes to layers, that's what I like the most. And it's Nike Tech season. That's what I like to say. That's what I'm gonna wear most of the time. Summertime is like I'm just gonna put on a shirt and some shorts and call it a day. But it's definitely the fall.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely the fall. I think also some of the best pieces in fashion, not just shoes, just overall, are made for the cooler months, the colder months. I'm a big jacket fan. I love jackets. I love hoodies. I love a cool sweatsuit. And I think that the fall, the cooler months in general, just kind of give you that leeway to style things a little bit more fun. And again, in the summer, it's all about comfort. You know what I mean? Especially if you live in a place that gets really, really hot, especially out here on the East Coast. We've had a crazy summer in New York. You don't have time to throw on your best jackets, your best fits. Even at nighttime when it cools down, it's just not that cool. So it's more about comfort. In the fall, it's definitely more about style.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think you are both correct. So in this instance, I will give you both 0.5 because I don't think anyone's argument was better than the others. But I love the fall. Like, I start shopping for the fall in the middle of the summer. Like, I'm big on hoodie weather. So yeah, the fall is undefeated.
Cozy gang.
Yes, that's a fact. All right, argument 2. Ooh, this is a good one. More iconic shoe, the Jordan 11 Space Jam edition or the Black Cement 3s? A lot of context and history behind both shoes. So, Ash, you're first.
I'm gonna go with the Jordan 11 Space Jam. I think that, first of all, Space Jam was an iconic movie. I mean, there would be no Space Jam 2 with LeBron if there wasn't one with Michael Jordan. I think it kind of changed the way the world saw athletes. Obviously, it wasn't an Oscar-winning performance, but it was the first time that we really saw an athlete as, instrumental as Michael Jordan in a role that kind of just followed a generation and continues to be just an important part of what it means to, be a kid growing up in the 90s, and so many nostalgic things about them. And also, I just remember when those came out, they came out in the pack. People were going nuts for those. I don't think I've ever seen a line like that.
She goes on.
I've never seen a line like I did for the Space Jam.
Go.
But it's the Air Jordan 3 cements. You can't go wrong with either or. I love the Space Jams.
Yeah, for sure.
The storytelling is amazing. But 1988 was that year when Jordan lifted to superstardom, and it started with that sneaker, the elephant print, the black cements. It's a perfect sneaker. I could wear those every day. So
you don't find them a little heavy looking?
No, they're the most comfortable Jordan to me, by far.
No, I agree with them. They are the most comfortable Jordan. I actually feel that way about any of the 3s, to be honest. But my pick is actually for Ashley. I'm not mad at the Cement 3s, but the Jordan Space Jam edition was super iconic, and even seeing that movie back when it came out in 90, whatever it was, I still remember seeing the shoe in the movie. I remember that commercial, but not well enough to be like, oh, I could identify the sneaker in that commercial. All right, final topic. Better collaborator, Drake or Travis?
It's easy. It's Travis all the way. Drake is a mega superstar, but when it comes to fashion and collaboration, I'm giving it to Travis. Jordan brand, McDonald's deals, Fortnite, he has everything, and kids love him. Drake, it doesn't appeal to everyone, but Travis, it seems like everyone loves him. My nephew goes crazy for him. So yeah,
I will say that Travis was definitely responsible for the resurgence of dunks. Thanks, Travis. Now I can't get him in an outlet like I used to be able to. So I'm gonna go ahead and go on the other side of the spectrum. I'm gonna say Drake, not because I think his designs are better, but I think it's fascinating that he does the bare minimum with his shoes, his collaborations, but the sellout and the resale is insane. I mean, who would have thought to put a kiss of red lipstick on a Nike hat and watch it just sell out, and the resale is 5 times the value? It's literally insanity. Only someone of Drake's megastar status could do something like that. And I think it just really speaks to who he is outside of just music, outside of fashion. He's a six god.
Shout out to both of these gentlemen, but I'm definitely going Travis.
Oh, of course. I knew I was losing that one.
I gotta be honest. I be thinking Drake releases be kind of weird.
No, I agree.
It's a little plain.
I 100%
back in the day, it was
agree.
the 8s. He did the 10s, I believe.
I have a PSA. I just want to go ahead and talk to this camera right here. I know that we had a very heated discussion about destroying people's personal property, and I know that it may have come across like I'm crazy, but I just want to go ahead and speak to all the eligible bachelors out there that I'm actually a really sweet girl. You know, I just have a little bit of a spicy side, but that's fun, right? So don't go ahead and be deterred by that. Give me a call, slide in my DMs, give me a text message, you know, whatever. I'm here, we here, like the Knicks, whatever. You guys have anything you want to say?
No. You got it.
No? Okay,
You got it.
well, then on this note, I'm Ashley Nicole Moss. That's Dakota London, and this is Odell Beckham. Maybe he'll be back next show. Maybe he'll turn back into Jarrell Harris. I'm not quite sure. But either way, Laces Out, presented by the NBA. We'll be back in 2 weeks.